All right, today I just passed 10,000 followers on Instagram, and I'm stoked about it. When I started the year, I had about 3,000 followers, maybe 3,500 in 2023, and by the end of the year, just today is January 2nd, so last night on January 1st, New Year's, I passed 10,000 followers. So what I want to do in this video is share with you exactly what I did in 2023 to gain 6,500 followers in 12 months. I'm gonna give you everything from how I started, the content system that I use right now, and I'm also at the end gonna share with you how I grew much faster without relying on the algorithm to grow my brand. So if you're an online coach who's using Instagram to grow your coaching business, which if you're not, it's the fastest platform to grow on, so you should be. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what you need to do to grow your following, to get more online coaching clients and grow your personal brand. So let's go ahead and jump in. I've got my phone pulled up here just to show you some of the stats from the past year. So right here, you can see I've got 10,025 followers. Woo woo, that's awesome. And you'll also notice that this is the total growth of the last 90 days. So I gained 6,500 followers over the year, but 2,110 followers came just in the last 90 days. And again, at the end of this video, I'm gonna share with you what I'm doing right now to actively grow this, because the strategy I'm using now has adapted since the start of last year. And just to show you that these are real people too, I'm not buying fake followers, you can see the top cities are New York, Austin, Charleston, LA, and Mount Pleasant. Those are all places inside the States. Now, I live in Austin, I'm from Charleston, I lived in Mount Pleasant, and LA and New York, I'm not sure why those are the top, but it doesn't matter, it's the States. Age range is my age demographic I work with, 25 to 34. So that's all the stuff that you can see now from the last 90 days. Now let me show you from the business suite, just the stats and changes that happened over the last year to allow for this. So when I come into my business insights, I went ahead and just set this for the last year. You'll see here on the results, if I come down to the bottom, it says new likes and followers. New Instagram followers was 6.9 thousand followers. 6,500 was the total growth that I had, so I probably lost 400 or 500 followers, which is very normal. So to see this, also something's cool that you can just download Business Suite for this stuff, but it's really, really cool, is you'll see that my Instagram followers is 6.9 thousand, right? But then you'll see the Instagram profile views or visits is 69.5 thousand. So there's about a 10% of the people that go to my profile will give me a follow. So as you're wanting to grow your page, they have to go to your page to push the follow button. So what you should really be shooting for is, how can I get more people to view my profile? Because if I can get more people to view my profile, they have the opportunity to give me a follow. So about 10% is what my account's at. Instagram reach, so this is the total amount of people that have seen my content in 2023. So this number here is 970,000 impressions. 970.5 thousand people on Instagram over the past year have seen my content, okay? And that has given me almost right under 1 million people, has given me 10,000 followers. I just want to show you from a sheer volume standpoint how many people you need to be in front of to grow your audience, okay? Now, all this is really cool. I could keep going through a lot of this, but what I want to do is I want to go ahead and transition into what I did in my strategy and content system that I used and how I grew the account to be put in front of about 1 million people in 2023. Okay, so let's go ahead and transition into that. So the first thing that I did to grow my following was I decided on one niche in 2023 to focus most of my content towards. And that niche was helping coaches. I wanted to help coaches who had the goal of trying to get more clients. So every piece of content that I created and thought about had to go through that lens. Does this appeal to a coach that wants to get more clients? If it doesn't, I'm not going to create it. And that helps me be very laser focused in the content that I did create. Okay, so that was the first thing I did. Now, once I did that, the second thing that I needed was a system, a content creation system that would allow me to create content and be consistent, right? That is the most important thing when you're creating content is showing up every day and creating consistently. It's just like if you were to go to the gym. You go to the gym to work out, and the consistency over a long period of time is what gives you the result. Well, the same thing goes for content. And the only way that I know I can be consistent is if I can create a system around that. Okay? And I'm going to share with you the 5-part system that I currently use to generate lots of content with just a couple hours a week of work. All right, so let's do it. So part 1 of the system is having a brainstorming session. I have 2 brainstorming sessions a month. And during this time, what I'm doing is I'm going through my phone on Instagram and I'm scrolling, looking for content, for inspiration. And if I see something that I like of somebody's, I'm just gonna save it. I'm gonna save it. And I'm gonna do that for like 30 minutes, okay? I'm just gonna keep saving and looking at content and being like, ooh, I like this angle. Ooh, I like this type of content. And I would just keep doing that for 30 minutes with the goal of consumption. Part 2, on a separate day, I'm gonna go back through all the content that I scrolled through and liked and saved. And from here, I'm going to script out 10 pieces of social media content. I do 10 because I post every weekday. So if I can script out 10 posts, that's gonna give me 2 weeks of content. Okay, so I'm gonna do that in one sitting. Now, part 3, once I have those scripted out pieces of content, I'm going to block off a 2 to 3 hour period where I can create that content. For a lot of it, it's gonna be video footage just like this. I'm gonna talk to camera with the scripts that I wrote, or I also create a lot of tweet carousels. So sometimes I can use the same exact piece of content that I'm sharing in video form in a tweet carousel, okay? And if I can get that content created in that same time duration, there's 10 pieces of content. Okay, so that's part 3. Now, part 4, once that content is created, I go ahead and send all the videos that need to be edited to my editor. And he'll get at least 5 to 10 videos at a time. And from there, what he'll do is he will edit that and send it back to my team to review. Step 5 is once we have that edited content back and we have all the tweet carousels that are ready to go, we'll schedule all of the content on Friday. So we do it a week ahead of time so that we already have the content ready and scheduled before it gets to be day of. We've found that batching our content makes the whole process so much more smooth than us trying to create things day of. And once we've done this, we have at least 2 weeks of content. We'll just do it again. So every 2 weeks, we repeat that same process. Brainstorm session, great, that can take 30 minutes. Writing the scripts and ideas, that can take an hour. Filming and actually creating the content, that can take 2 or 3 hours. And then the editing team can do that on their own time. That takes about 5 hours to get 2 weeks of content done. And that may sound like a lot of work. I promise you it's not. And if you really want to grow a coaching business, you've got to provide value. Okay, you just do. So get over that. If you're like, oh, I don't want to create content, I don't want to market myself. Well, it's going to be really hard for you to grow a coaching business if you're not going to put that work in, okay? 5 hours a week of marketing work is not a lot of work. If you're saying that, you got to change that belief. Okay, so that was my content strategy and system to keep constant content coming out. And what that does is it allows me to nurture my existing audience, but what it doesn't do, especially in 2023, is helps me grow the audience. I don't rely on the algorithm to grow my social media following. The reason for that is that it's unpredictable. I could create an incredible piece of content that I think is gonna get thousands of views and it gets less than 1,000. So here's what I do instead to grow my Instagram following. I run an Instagram follower funnel. I boost 1 to 2 posts a day at $10 to $30 each. Okay, and the ones that I found the most success with boosting are tweet carousel ads. I can get profile views for less than 20 cents and I can get followers for around $1 a follower. So if you guys saw the metrics that I showed earlier in the business suites, I got my content in front of just under 1 million people. And of those million people, 69,000 of them clicked my profile. And of those 69,000, 6,900 of them followed my account. So I use the boosted post strategy, which I've kind of renamed as the Instagram follower funnel, with a specific tweet carousel ad to get consistent traffic to my account to get new followers every single day. Those new followers will then go watch all of my existing content. And as I create and post new content, they're also gonna see that. And that's what I've been doing for all of 2023 to grow my social media account to surpass 10,000 followers. I didn't do this, quote unquote, organically. And to be honest, I don't ever plan to do things, quote unquote, organically. I use social media content, Instagram and YouTube videos just like this to nurture my audience and help people build the know, like, and trust. If I can give as much free value and content away in my YouTube and Instagram content, it's gonna help people feel more comfortable wanting to work with me. I can't tell you how many people have reached out and said, I've got more value from your free stuff than I got when I paid my business coach $2,500 to $10K. And that's my goal. I want my free stuff to be better than anyone's paid stuff, so that when people do work with me, they're excited about it. And they already know most of the stuff that I'm gonna teach. They're just gonna get help with the implementation piece of it all. So that's what I got for you guys today. That's my strategy. I hope this helps a lot. If you guys are wanting to grow and scale an online coaching business and you're not using Instagram to grow your business, that's what we help our clients do. The same system I just talked about today, from start to finish, is what we help our coaches install in their businesses. We'll help you know, who's my target audience? What type of content should I create on Instagram? Then how do I do this efficiently and effectively to have a system and process to where content just goes up with a couple hours a week of work? And then last but not least, we'll teach you how to run traffic to get new eyeballs in front of you every single day so that you don't have to rely on the algorithm to grow. And you can predictably get 20 to 50 new people every single day to talk about your offer to. Because if you can get in front of new people every single day, you're gonna have 20 to 50 opportunities that somebody in there is gonna be looking for your help and expertise. Okay, so if you guys need any support with this, there'll be a button below to book a call with my team. And on that call, we'll walk you through exactly how we help our coaches grow and scale online coaching businesses. So thank you guys for being here, and we will see you next time. Peace, y'all.